Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Cape Rugby TV, where we take a look weekly at what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. Big thanks to our partners on board with us here at Cape Rugby TV. Score Energy Drinks, as you know, of course, Score is on board with Western Province Rugby and the Western Province Club Rugby Sevens. If you want to win yourself a case of Score, that's coming up during the course of the show, so keep your mobile phones handy. Direct Access, your financial services partner, and of course MChem 24-hour pharmacy on the corner of N1 and Durban Road, and Thorburn Security Solutions. Folks, as I said, nice full show for us this evening. As we know, clubs are slowly heading towards training again, of course, under those specific regulations, and we'll take a look at that during the course of the show. Junaid Murat from Western Province Rugby will tell us more about the eSports 3 Cities 1 Team Challenge as they now head into the finals. CJ Dedricks talks to us about the NTK youth structures. We'll catch up with Labib Levy, the skills coach at the DHL Stormers. That was, of course, after their successful outing to Nelspruit, where they took on the Pumas. We'll speak to Faisal Felton from Western Province Rugby about the return to play and the COVID regulations that have to be implemented in order for training to take place according to the protocols and rules and regulations that SA Rugby have stipulated. But folks, on the line with me now is Zoe Naude, no relation. Zoe is the False Bay Rugby women's team coach. And we find out a little bit more about what's happening at False Bay in terms of women's rugby. Zoe, fantastic to have you on the show. How are you?
Hi, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm really good.
Zoe, the last time that we spoke to you was on the side of the field at City Park, where you're busy.
Yes.
That was about a year or two ago, and in fact, you were refereeing women's rugby. You seem to have stayed involved.
Yeah, I really have. Actually, that was the beginning of where I started getting things rolling. And once COVID started happening, I had to adapt since refereeing wasn't happening, and now I'm more into coaching. So yeah.
Did you know that you were going to coach at some stage? I mean, what got you involved with coaching? What was the move from being a referee? I'm sure we'll still see you refereeing a lot of games, but was that always something that you wanted to do? Was coach?
Yes. So I actually finished high school and went straight into coaching all different sports, and then I got to the issue of, hey, you need to decide if you want to carry on playing or help the development of women's rugby. So I decided to stop playing rugby and focus on coaching, and then started a small initiative during lockdown called Women's Rugby Inc., which is now based at promoting women's rugby in South Africa. And yeah, that's also motivated me to carry on with False Bay and start that team up.
So let's talk a little bit about that. False Bay Rugby, you've got a team there dedicated to women. Tell us a little about the structures and how many members you've got.
Awesome. So we started at the beginning of this year. Roughly we have about 20 odd women coming down. It's very, very, very new. We were only training for about a month or two before COVID happened. So we had a few games planned, but they all got called off. So now during lockdown, we've been, hosting Zoom calls. Well, that was in the beginning, and now we've just started small conditioning sessions, but nothing much has happened.
Yeah.
With the team, but we are hosting a junior and a senior team. So the junior team will consist of high school students. So we have a lot of those in our team. At least probably more than half of the players are actually still in high school. And then we'll have a sevens team for seniors once things get started again.
Is there a big difference in terms of coaching? You've been involved with coaching for a long time now. Is there a big difference in terms of coaching women versus coaching men?
Actually, I enjoy coaching women more because I remember when I was a little small person and getting coached by another woman coach. They were my mentor, and that's what I strive to be for these younger girls, is just to be a person for them to look up to and for them to strive to be, also promoting women's rugby. I do, in fact, enjoy teaching men and boys because their talent is amazing. I mean, you don't really need to tell them much, and they've already mastered rugby or soccer or whatever they're actually playing.
And your skills as a referee, I mean, you that's where you started. You started off with refereeing, which means that you have an intimate knowledge of the rules and laws of the game. Are you able to bring that into your coaching?
Yeah, just having an in-depth knowledge about the laws of the game has actually helped me with coaching, where I can help the girls, teach them some tricks that say, that most players actually don't know. Say in scrumming, half the women players don't actually know that they must, do certain things. And then when I'm coaching my girls, they're like, "What? I never knew that we must actually do that." So I think a lot of coaches actually forget to tell the players the nitty-gritty things that they need to know. And that's sort of what I'm aiming to do.
And of course, there's a lot of people watching the show right now, and we're trying to get more women and girls to play rugby. I've got to ask you the obvious question: why would you recommend rugby for women and girls?
I mean, let's get real. Every girl has wondered what it would be like to play rugby. That was me back in grade 7. I remember playing touch rugby for fun and being like, "This is it. This is what I want to do." And luckily, I'm happy I found sorry, I found the system. A lot of people don't, and I got straight into it. And I mean, who doesn't want to tackle someone? You got a bit of anger in it, tackle someone. You finished. You're done afterwards. So it's just one of those sports that women have always been like, wow, I've never been able to play it. There's never been the system where I can join and get in there. And now that it's growing, it's amazing, because they can go to any sort of club now, and there's some setup happening where girls are training and women are training. So I mean, let's get real. Rugby is the best sport.
But it's great to see that there are club structures out there that are doing the same as you. They're also busy building Tygerberg Rugby Football Club,
Yes.
Eerste Rugby Club, Busy Bees
Yeah.
Rugby Club, UCT. I mean, there are a number out there. Must be exciting to
Yeah.
know that you are going to be playing and interacting with so many clubs.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited about it. I've been in contact with a lot of the coaches and players from there, and we're organizing like massive tournaments for 2021. And I'm really excited to have, more than 2 rugby teams playing against each other. We're going to have a pool of, hopefully 10 teams there, and that's, I think, the biggest it's been right now.
Zoe, if there are any young girls or women that, of course, want to join the false-based structures and get started and get the ball rolling, how do they get in touch with you?
So probably the easiest way is to just find me on Facebook. But if you are struggling to find me, you can go onto the False Bay Facebook page or the website, False Bay Rugby Club, and you can contact them or email them, and they'll definitely pass my number through to you.
Zoe, we'll leave it at that. Great initiative. We can't wait to see the False Bay Rugby women's side on the park 2021, and lots of videos, of course, if the training starts getting allowed.
Yes, yeah, we're really, really excited. I think we all want rugby to start again, because life has been very sad without rugby.
Yeah. Thanks, Zoe. There we go, folks. Zoe Naude, False Bay Rugby Football Club's women's team coach. And as she said, if you want to get in touch with False Bay's women's structures and join up there, then just do a search for False Bay Rugby Football Club on Facebook. Alternatively, just go and visit their website. Just do a Google for False Bay Rugby Football Club, and you can sign up for the women and girls sides there at False Bay. Folks, as you know, Score Energy Drinks is, of course, on board with Western Province Club Rugby and the Western Province Club Rugby Sevens. Now, if you want to win yourself a case of Score Energy Drinks, then all you need to do is grab your mobile phone and SMS the word SCORE to 33090. 33090, you put yourself in the mix to win a case of Score Energy Drinks. Congratulations then to last week's winner, Willie Engelbrecht. Willie, congratulations. You walk away with a case of Score Energy Drinks. And somebody from Cape Rugby TV is going to be in touch with you shortly so that you can collect your case of Score Energy Drinks. Folks, don't go away. When we come back, we'll carry on talking about what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby.